Hello and welcome to Hammer Down Woodworking. My name is Tracy Maxfield and today we're going to cover this tabletop that I built for my drill press. Show you what I've done, how I made this. We're not going to actually make it, it's already made, but I'm going to show you how I constructed it, how it works, and how it works for me. And also give you a tip on how you can repair it as you drill these holes in it. Like I say, this is what works for me. It was cheap, it was easy, it functions well, and you can build you one however you want, but this is how I did mine. This is actually 2 3/4 inch pieces of plywood that are just laminated together. Makes it, well, it's actually just under 3/4 of an inch, but it's called 3/4 inch. It's a second grade plywood, but plenty good enough for shop furniture. It makes it almost 1.5 inches thick. The fence is also 2 3/4 inch pieces laminated together, and they are that is 3 inches high. If you notice, I cut these gaps out of the back of it. I'll give you another shot of that in a minute. There in here, these gaps are for the drill chuck to be able to go down without this hitting it when you've got the fence set real close. And this one over here just allows the spindle arm to pass by. Closer look at it. The bottom of this is the size of mine. This is 2 foot wide, and it's actually 16 inches deep, which I'll give you an angle from this view. It's just a simple construction. I took scrap plywood and laminated these together and cut them down to that size. And it's kind of important when you have a small shop not to take up any more space than what is needed. And with a drill press tabletop, you need it big enough but not too big. And what I mean by that is you need it big enough to hold whatever you're going to put on here, but not so big that you can't get clamps and stuff on it. I see a lot of drill press tabletops online on YouTube, and of course you can find them anywhere, you know, diagrams and stuff for building them on Pinterest or whatever. But for me, all I need is something that is flat, going to be strong enough to hold, and that is strong enough to hold anything that I'm going to put on it. It just needs to be flat and something to reference off of when you're cutting so far into a piece of wood. You can slide this fence back. And the way that I've made it, this is the way I cut that notch in it for the drill chuck to be able to pass, go down far enough for the bit to make contact with the bottom of it. And then I cut this notch over here for this to pass. It is plenty straight, it's plenty strong, and I put L brackets on the back of it, and all I have to do is just take a speed clamp and move that to wherever I need it away from the drill bit, and clamp that back down. Same thing on the other side. And you can clamp one of those just like I just done. Clamp either side, and then when set it, and then clamp the other side, and then you've got it tightened down, and it won't move. You will move the whole drill press before you will move that fence, so you do not have to worry about your mark being off when you go to drill your hole. The way that I have hooked this to the bottom, that steel plate, it's round and it's small. It won't hold what I need, and also that metal, you will get rust from oxidation, everything else. Clean that, and you'll still make marks on your good lumber. So what I've done is took some small 3/4 inch strips, drilled 2 pilot holes in it, and put 2 screws in each one of those slots, and just drilled straight up into the bottom of the table. My drill bit is centered around this section, so I know I'm not going to be drilling into a steel plate or drilling into one of those screws. And this also still allows you to be able to loosen this up, spin this head, or loosen that bolt back there and tilt the tabletop in any degree that you want. On the back of it, I have cut a 45-degree chamfer or bevel, and that allows my handle right here to pass by this without getting in the way, and I can raise and lower the whole tabletop up and down as needed. The only thing that I'm going to do different on this one when I get a chance is to build me 2 drawers that will go from one side to the other, or from one side of this steel base to the back of it. But on the front of it, I don't want to get past this point on it to where I can't clamp it. I won't be coming any further than the chuck, of course. So just a small drawer on each side that will hold drill bits. And my plan for repairing this, as you can see, I have a hole already started in this one, and you'll drill holes all in it. And I've seen fancy made tabletops, and that's fine, I'm not knocking those, but fancy made tabletops where you've got an insert that you can pop up out of that and put a new one back down in, or a hole insert that will slide all the way in from front to back when this gets chewed up. And what I plan on doing is just flipping this tabletop upside down, taking it off, putting it on my table saw, and cut me a dado about an 1/8 inch deep from one side to the other, that I can put a piece of hardboard, just lay a piece of hardboard down in flush with the rest of it, and then tack glue it, because you won't need it glued solid, and use that to drill back into, have a fresh surface. And the reason why you need that is your hole, when you drill through something, will splinter out on the back side if you just drill through it and you don't have a backer board or something other to help that bit sever those fibers of that wood, and that makes for a clean hole. And this will get chewed up, Forstner bits and regular drill bits and stuff, it will just chew it all to pieces, so you have to repair that from time to time. I hope that you saw or something out of this that will help you if you go to build you one. Don't forget to round your corners if you build this one, because those are sharp. Just take a rasp or something around those corners, and because you'll bump into this, and you don't want those sharp edges out there. The fence doesn't matter so much, but I hope you saw something in this that will help you. If you want a fancy tabletop with the T-tracks in it and the T-tracks in the back and on top of the fence, by all means build what you want, build what works for you, build what you can afford. It wasn't so much for me about the money with this one, it was just I had the material handy, it functions, it's all I ever need. I can take a piece of scrap wood, if the piece is long enough, I can clamp out here and hold that. I can even put another board into the end of it and clamp that down and hold that piece of stock. Or I can use a piece like this, and if my clamp won't reach it, it's a short piece, I can clamp here, pulling that down on a piece and hold it that way. It works just fine. Or clamp all the way across, put clamps on each side. And if I need to, I'll do like I've done, use this board right here once already, is just clamp all the way across it and drill through that piece right into whatever I'm drilling, whether it be another piece of wood or a piece of metal or whatever. It will hold it down, hold it in place, and I don't need to go buy all that T-track and stuff for this when all I'm doing is drilling a hole. It's not like sending a saw blade through something. So this works for me. You build what you want. This hopefully may give you an idea about how to build you one, or something that I may have about this one that you would like to have about yours, and feel free to copy that idea. And as always, thanks for visiting the shop. This is Hammer Down Woodworking. My name is Tracy Maxfield, and thanks for watching.